He kept saying I was crazy, that I made drama out of every fight. His friends also believed he was the one telling the truth. I waited. One evening, I played the voice notes, his anger, his lies, his threats. Every person in the room stopped breathing. Jenna. I swear to God, my hands are still shaking. I'm sitting on the edge of my bed with this stupid throw blanket wrapped around me like it's going to fix something. And I really had to call you, because if I stayed quiet one more minute, I think I would have exploded. Do you remember how he always said that I overreact? Every fight, every situation. You're crazy, Emily, you make drama out of everything. And his friends? God help me, he turned into an angel in front of them. They'd sit there on the couch, beers in hand, nodding along. Yeah man, women are just emotional. I'd be in the kitchen scrubbing burnt casserole off the dish, listening to them laugh, like I was a wall in my own home, not a person. Sometimes I wondered, maybe I really had disappeared from my own life. And the crazy part is, I started believing them. Truly. Between the mortgage, the car payment, the electric bill that keeps climbing for no reason, dropping Noah at school, taking Chloe to gymnastics, life is already loud. And he made me feel like I was the one making it louder. So I went quiet. Very quiet. But Jenna, last night? Last night something broke that's never going to be fixed again. It was supposed to be a small family gathering. His sister Jill, her husband, two of his friends, and his mother, God save me, who always takes credit for how her son puts up with my nonsense. We were all in the living room, football muted on the TV, that cinnamon candle Jill insists on lighting filling the room. Everything was fine until someone mentioned that Indianapolis work trip from last month. Yes, that trip. And my stomach just sank. I wasn't going to say anything, but then Trevor, his friend, laughs and goes, "Man, I bet she was doing her usual drama routine while you were gone." And everyone laughed. Like I was a joke. Like I wasn't even human, just a punchline. And he, my husband, smiled. That same tight-lipped, smug smile. Looked right at me and said, "She always does. She turns everything into drama." Jenna, something clicked inside me. Silently. No scream, no comeback. Just a switch flipping. I put down my glass. Stood up. Walked to the bedroom. Everyone thought I was doing another emotional exit. They had no idea. I'd gone to get my phone. I returned to the living room with the phone in my hand. They stared like I was about to put on a show. His mother muttered, "Here we go again." I didn't say a word. Just opened that folder. The one labeled grocery list. The one he never bothered to check. I pressed play. Jenna. The entire room died. His voice. His real voice. Not the calm, reasonable husband he pretends to be. The one who screams, curses, threatens. The voice notes he sent me from that hotel room when I simply asked why he didn't pick up. Every lie. Every insult. Every time he called me crazy. Echoed through the speakers. Jill covered her mouth. Trevor practically disappeared into the couch. His mother's face, drained white. And him. He turned to stone. The last voice note ended. His own ugliness dripping into the silence. That's when I finally spoke. If I'm crazy, then whose voice is this? He tried the same excuses, context, emotions, but no one believed him. Jill wouldn't even look in his direction. His mother just whispered "Oh my God" like a prayer she couldn't finish. I calmly sat back down. Crossed my legs. Lifted my glass. Peaceful. Like I'd been waiting years for this exact moment. Jenna, something lifted off my shoulders. Not joy. Not revenge. Just wait. But do you want to hear the real twist? In that thick silence, my phone lit up. An email. From HR. His company's HR. Remember last week, when there was that incident at his job and he blamed everyone else? Someone had filed a complaint against him. Anonymous. And HR wanted every record related to his anger issues, his behavior, his communication problems. And Jenna, you know what I had? Timestamps. Audio. All those screaming voice notes he sent on company time during that hotel stay. Right there, in front of everyone. I forwarded the email. Attached every voice note. One click. They watched me do it. He didn't even try to stop me. His hands were shaking too much. Then I got up, grabbed my purse, and said, "I'm stepping out for a minute." But I never returned. I drove to the Target parking lot and just sat there for an hour, watching life move around me. Moms pushing carts, teenagers running to their cars, couples arguing about receipts. Regular life. A life I hadn't lived in years. And while I sat there, calm for the first time in forever, everything inside me started settling in a way I didn't expect. When I finally drove back home, he wasn't there. His sister had taken him somewhere, probably to talk sense into him or to figure out what to do next. The house felt like someone had opened all the windows and let a decade of stale air escape. It was quiet, but not the suffocating kind. It was the kind that felt earned. I made myself a cup of tea, sat on the couch, and looked around like I was seeing my own living room for the first time. The pictures on the wall, the backpacks by the staircase, the pile of laundry I hadn't folded yet, it all looked like pieces of a life I could finally reclaim. Later that night, Jill texted me. A long message. Apologizing. Saying she never realized how bad it was. That hearing his voice like that opened her eyes. Even his mother called, crying, begging me not to leave him. Begging me to consider the family. I didn't even reply. For years I'd been the only one considering this family. When he finally came home, hours later, he didn't come inside. He sat in his truck for a long time, engine running, lights off. Then he drove away again. I watched from the upstairs window, and instead of fear, I felt nothing. Jenna. I don't know what happens next. Maybe divorce. Maybe he loses his job. Maybe everything falls apart. Maybe it already has. But for the first time in years, I am not afraid. And that's the part that shakes me the most. Tonight's silence doesn't feel empty. It feels rightful. Clean. I'm still in my bedroom now. Lights off. Blanket around me. And for the first time, whatever comes next, he's the one who should be afraid.